Welcome to Conversations. I'm Suresh Kochatal. Most of us woke up with the sad news this morning that Ratan Tata was no more. And most of us would ask, what was he all about? The outpouring of grief, genuine grief, from politicians to business associates to his company employees to the public at large was enormous. What made Ratan Naval Tata different? That's a question each one of us need to ask ourselves. How did this legendary man become a household name? As he strode around like a colossus, as the company grew tremendously under him. Tatas are there in more than 100 countries today. Their name is everywhere. Of course, it took time. It came from Jamshedji to JRD to Ratan. All of us know that. But what made Ratan Tata different was the way he managed his image, the way he managed his people, the way he managed his philanthropy. And that is what made him different. And ladies and gentlemen, I have experienced it firsthand. When I was a young manager at the Taj Group of Hotels way back in the late 80s in Bengaluru at the Gateway Hotels, I learned the first ropes of what Tatas were all about. A proud parentage, if you can call it that. I knew for sure that, we had the name to live up to, but I didn't know what it was all about. For instance, we are told ethics is the most important thing. No paying of bribes to anybody. Absolutely. That is the most important thing. If a sales tax officer or excise officer or any government official comes to you and asks for money, say no to it. We were told it very clearly. If they threaten to file cases against you, take it. We will fight it in the court. Something similar happened, with the HR policies. They had tremendously good HR policies. Employees were taken care of. If an employee is sick, as a manager, I would like be told about it, and I would go and visit the employee's family and the employee himself or herself. There's tremendous motivation in that. And we saw that way when Ratan Tata dealt with the post-26/11 trauma. He went to the houses of people who had lost their loved ones, sat with them, talked to them, ensured that every employee in the Taj Group got their salaries, despite the hotel being shut down. That is the most important thing. How do you take care of your people? Because this is a salt to software to steel conglomerate. They had businesses by the dozen, but then the policies were standard. Even today, you walk into a Star supermarket or a Tanishq or any of the retail outlets, Taj Group, you will see the difference. You will see that spark in that employee. That is what makes the Taj Group different. And I'm not saying it just like that. I have felt it, experienced it. Because even after leaving Taj, I keep talking about that group even now. I'll say they are the organization that one needs to look up to because they were the epitome of it all. And as Ratan Tata walks away into the sunset of her life, there are a lot of lessons for us to learn. One, dream big. Second, don't be afraid of failures. Failures will happen. That is for sure. Ratan Tata's first failure, we all know, was of course not the first one, but one of the failures was the nano car. Great concept. Great vision, but then the product was not ready for its time. We saw the happenings with Tata Steel where he had a run-in with Rusi Modi and others. They were not exactly the best of friends, but Rusi Modi had his way and Ratan Tata had his way. Later we saw what happened with Cyrus Mistry and the boardroom battles and all that. But through it all, Ratan Tata kept his cool. There were instances, of course, like the Neera Radia episode and all that, but they were far and few in between. But Ratan Tata, for one, never compromised on his ideals. His philanthropy was great. His love for dogs, his priority for them instead of meeting Prince Charles was even great. The stories are told even today. But ladies and gentlemen, what is it that we can learn from Ratan Tata? I had only one chance of meeting him, and I can speak volumes about it. This happened about 7 years ago, and I'd shared those pictures on my social media numerous times. Because it was an extraordinary meeting. I didn't even imagine it would happen. We were sitting in a philanthropy conference in Mumbai at the Piramal Towers, and there was a talk going on the stage. 20 or 30 minutes into it, in walks Ratan Tata, sits in one corner on the last row, and just quietly watches the conference. Suddenly somebody realized that there was him sitting in the last row. They came running, the organizers came running and took him to the front row. But he said, I'm perfectly fine here. They said, no, sir, you've got to come to the front. There was no chamchas with him. There was no people hanging around him. There was no security, nothing. A man as simple as that. And that's what makes it special. That's what makes Ratan Tata special. That's what people spoke about him today when his body was being carried away from his residence to the NCPA. Ladies and gentlemen, business is good. Businessmen are even better. Politicians are good. Sometimes politicians are also better. But what makes Ratan Tata different is that he walked his talk. He gifted away a lot of money. We saw the institution that the Tatas have set up, be it the Indian Institute of Science, the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, TISS, all that. And imagine even the Tata Memorial Hospital, where cancer care gets the best priority. Why should the group do it? They did it, and Ratan Tata kept up that. He never talked about how much money he gave away, but he made sure that he gave it away, gave it back to the society. He motivated startups, youngsters. He was in love with technology. He would like to know from youngsters what was happening. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what made Ratan Tata different. This is my humble pranam, my humble tribute to a legend whom I managed to meet only once in my lifetime. And I think that was good enough. Great. I will treasure that moment forever. Ratan Tata ji, pranam. Om Shanti.